I spent 5 full days in New York City. I also went with my choir group from my school to have a really good time. Or it's quite possible that I could lose my sanity forever. I first got myself out of bed at 1 a.m. so we could get to the airport. Okay, why do they have these at the airport? What is that, gonna be your carry-on? What is this? Once our plane got here, we hopped on the plane and headed straight for New York. Once we landed in New York, we hopped on a bus and headed to the place where we were going to be staying for the next 5 days. Oh, this is about what I thought it would look like. Heater, beds, and not much else. After unpacking and a little bit of rest, I was able to get onto a subway for the first time ever. And what better place to go on a subway ride to but the street of Broadway? We're on Broadway. Oh my gosh, why is there a missionary musical? There's so many things. After taking in the New Year Ball and the absolute sensory overload that was Broadway, we headed for the New Amsterdam Theater. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The rest of the day would go as follows. Almost getting ran over, getting some dinner, and almost getting ran over again. Good morning, USA. Yep, we're at breakfast. Sausage, banana, and we got hot chocolate. So, things are all good. After breakfast, we took a subway ride to get to the One Vanderbilt building. A building that was full of a lot of mirrors. Just got off on the elevator and oh my gosh. That was like an actual fever dream. Oh my gosh. That is terrifying. Oh, that is a view and a half. That is a view and a half. After looking at a couple more mirrors, we made our way over to the Metropolitan Theater. That's right, I called it the Metropolitan Theater. What are you gonna do about it? You got the first act a little while ago, so that's real fun. After the opera, we decided to look around at shopping options, but everything we wanted was either sold out or excessively expensive. But I had something else to worry about. The pollution levels, because oh my gosh, do people not clean this place. So if I sound different throughout this video, you know why. I'm getting exhausted. I'm just sitting in M&M world, okay? Like, it is bad. City life is not for me. But after that quick stop in M&M world, we went to see the next play, Hadestown. Not exactly as fancy as last one. We're starting the first intermission. Crazy show. Crazy stuff. Yeah, it's like modern day Greek mythology. So, I'm a fan. I really am. But after the play was over and we got back to the hotel, we started to go insane because we heard someone whistling down the hall at like 11:45 p.m. and everybody just started bursting out with laughter, including myself. So slowly, my sanity is going to cease to exist. Good morning, USA. We're gonna be in our choir stuff today, and we're gonna be able to sing in churches. After a good old breakfast, we made our way across the Brooklyn Bridge, which, by the way, had a very nice note over there about how you shouldn't put locks on the bridge. Well, you can forget about that sign because there were thousands of these things. Whatever, we got to the 2 churches that we were singing in, and after those 2 performances, the way back to the hotel to get changed was filled with the worst subway ride ever. After we got changed, though, we headed towards the 9/11 Memorial, which I didn't really film much because it just didn't seem right. But I will be making a video about my thoughts on the memorial on my second channel that I'm going to be creating. But after the trip to the 9/11 Museum, I was able to try New York style pizza for the first time ever. That is so good. That's so good. Hold on a second. Vegetables? What's that? Yeah, that's good stuff. After we finished eating, we all headed towards the final play, 6. So we just got done watching 6. It was crazy. It was very energetic. Accurate, too, to King Henry VIII's lives. Yeah. The extra good news was we actually got back to the hotel much earlier than we thought, so I bought a parfait for myself and just kind of relaxed for the rest of the day because, gosh darn, my social battery is not good enough for this. Once we were up and ready on day 4, we went over to this diner where people sing for you. I can't really play the audio as to what they were singing, but it might have to do with a musical that might involve a certain King George III. Anyway, moving on. After another close encounter with a car, we're in the middle of Central Park. This is crazy. Seen 2 squirrels already, and I immediately thought of Doug from Up. We then stopped to hear the band play, but I can't play the music because of copyright. But after the performance, we had to get back to the hotel, change as fast as we could, and come back out so we can make it to our performance at St. Patrick's Cathedral, which was genuinely the greatest privilege I've ever had in my life. But even after the performance, we just couldn't catch a break because I almost got ran over on 3 separate freaking streets. Now, to the people in New York, I would like you to take a good 3 to 5 seconds and look at this image. That, my good friends, is a red light. Now, to the people in New York, a red light would normally mean you stop at the light. You don't accelerate. I get it. You guys are busy. You guys have loads of taxis and you have a lot of people that need to be places quickly. But that's besides the point. You shouldn't have your license if you don't know what a red light is. On a different note, while we were roaming around, I managed to find this statue, but I couldn't really find any information about who made it or what it's for or who it is. If anybody has any information about it, please enlighten me in the comments. And after that whole ordeal was over, we did have one more performance for good measure. I would never have to do that again. That was exhausting. I need to get me some better walking shoes for this. Good morning, USA. We're gonna see the Statue of Liberty today. That's been waiting for this the whole trip. We got breakfast, same as has been for 3 days. But after breakfast, we were able to see the Statue of Liberty. And oh my gosh, we're here. There's an actual museum for that. That's actually insane. We took a couple more photos in the museum and at the actual Statue of Liberty itself before we headed off to a Harry Potter store. Got character ones. Fragile collectible. Not a toy. Then why did you put it in a kid's store? But even after all that, there was still one thing I had to do. New York style cheesecake, let's go! But after that victory, however, my time in New York, unfortunately, had to come to an end. So happy that all of the walking is finally over. I need to not go outside for a few days. Despite how I might have sounded in that last clip, I'm still happy that those 5 days in New York happened the way they did, because those 5 days taught me something. It didn't matter the conditions I was in or the souvenirs I had. It was the people that I was around with to share those memories with. And the memories are what truly mattered.